Just setting stuff up, saying hello to nobody in the chat, making sure it's working. About the podcast, about the most important thing in the world, pro wrestling.
Check, check,
And
one,
it
two.
works.
Is this mic on? Is this microphone on?
The microphone is on. Boom, boom. Yo, are you ready to start?
Let me check.
We
Okay, I
start.
got
We
my
start
pants.
every show with the worst transition ever.
Yes, yes, we should. Okay, I got my pants on.
Well, the
That's
thing
all that
is,
matters.
I think our transition wouldn't be that bad
Hmm.
if. I messed something up. All right, RevTech can hear us. RevTech, we love you. But yeah, I was just mentioning RevTech. A, RevTech set everything up. B, RevTech's like, this transition would be a hell of a lot smoother if, you had two fucking computers. And I do have two computers. I'm just not a clever man. RevTech, appreciate you being here, brother. All right, you ready to go live? Watch this
Ready to go
transition.
live.
Watch it. Just watch it. Are you excited? It's pretty bad, my friend. Pa-pow, look at that. Welcome to the Twilight Zone. And then pa-pow, pa-pow. Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Hey.
Hey,
Boom, boom, we're live. How
ladies
you
and
doing, buddy?
gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, KocoSports.com proudly presents Wrestle AM. It's half wrestling show, half morning show, pretty much all BS. And of course, joining you live, it's the Koco crew. Yours truly, sexiest man on all of Internet Wrestling Radio. Boom, boom, here shaking the room live from the RVA, Richmond, Virginia. And of course, join me there, way across the pond in the outskirts of Tokyo, Japan. The man who's just completed his 500 hours of court-ordered community service, Dave Koco.
What's going on, brother? Dude, listen. I pre-ordered Madden. I downloaded it and I chose you before starting Madden. Booms.
Nice.
If that doesn't say love, I don't know what does. I can't
So
wait to play some
so what you're
Madden.
saying is, since you've got Madden, that means the Bucks are actually may actually go to a Super
Well,
Bowl.
boom, boom. If you followed us on twitch.tv/KocoSports, where we moved the podcast, you would already know that I've won the Super Bowl in Madden 19. Can I do it again in Madden 20 as the face of the franchise? Sexy Yama Handsome. Stay
Okay,
tuned.
you want a challenge? I'll give you a challenge for Madden.
All right, go ahead. I
Your
really don't
challenge
want a
is
challenge at all. I just make a
you have
mustached
to
guy and talk
you have
shit.
to at least make it to the playoffs as the Cleveland Browns.
I'm not scared. I think the Browns are pretty stacked. They have that Giants wide receiver. I think I can do it. I'm not going to. I think I can do it. But am I gonna? Anyway, this ain't about video games. It's about the most important thing in the world. Pro
Absolutely.
wrestling. All
Hell
right.
yeah.
So, boom, boom. It always makes me sad when we have to start off with a sad story. But go on.
Yeah, we unfortunately we have to. Of course, the wrestling world is remembering the late great Harley Race. He passed away on Thursday, August the 1st, at the age of 76. He just what I mean, he was the fucking man. He had a pro wrestling career that started in the early 60s in Missouri, and it spanned decades. I mean, it spanned well into the 90s. And even when he couldn't wrestle anymore, he still wasn't done. He was a manager. He even was a promoter and had his own wrestling school, World League Wrestling. I mean, his bio is absolutely amazing. He was 8-time NWA's World Heavyweight Champion. He wrestled with the American Wrestling Association, of course, NWA. The WWF was the first ever King of the Ring. Got a win over the Junkyard Dog at WrestleMania 3. Uh, Went to WCW. He was the manager of Big Van Vader, Lex Luger, among others. He was inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame in 2004. The guy survived 2 car crashes. It's just he just finally just gave out, man. I mean, he was had lung cancer. We'd reported a few weeks ago that he had been hospitalized. He was going to like a fan convention in East Tennessee. They noticed something was wrong, so they took him to the hospital. He was fine, I guess, relatively okay. I believe he was able to go back to his hometown in Missouri. It's mind blowing. I mean, Dave, just look at the career. I mean, we talk about legends in professional wrestling, but in my opinion, Harley Race was one of the templates that we use for a wrestling legend.
Yeah, and back in the day, you know what? No, it doesn't get much play these days. How great the AWA was. You know, we always hear about the NWA, we always hear about WCW. You know, AWA was great back in the day. I wish it got more play as far as historians and all that talk about it. Harley
Uh,
Race to me is the king of pro wrestling. Like they have a lot of King Booker, Jerry the King Lawler, King Haku. King Haku's a close second, but I thought that, and his feuds with Ric Flair and the NWA title were just beyond amazing. I really enjoyed his matches. Great memories. I'm hoping, and the thing is, I bash WWE a lot, but this is one of the moments where you're like, oh, I'm glad the WWE Network's there. And then you can illegally download, but I think the WWE Network is great for younger fans to check that stuff out. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I want to check out Harley, So to me, overall, I just held him in such a high standard as a pro wrestler. You know, the AWA NWA stuff was amazing. Him being the king was amazing, and it was just believable. I don't know.
yeah, I
Maybe
mean,
it
he
was the
really,
age when we
yeah,
were kids.
yeah, he really defined what it was meant to be a wrestler in that era. I mean, he and Rick. I mean, Ric Flair credits him with spring, jump starting his career when Flair was making it was late '70s, early '80s. I think it was right around Starcade. I want to say Starcade '83 when he finally did pass the torch. That he had numerous brawls. Terry Funk. I mean, you name it. I mean, he took on all comers. There's even a quote that he says, "If I hit somebody with my left hand and they don't go down, I'm going to walk around and to see what's still holding them up."
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, definitely, tough, definitely tough as nails. And if you're, and from what I understand, in wrestling, especially back in those days, you legitly had to be tough. And to kind of give you an idea of how legitly tough Harley Race was, Andre the Giant legitly feared two men, and Harley Race was one of them.
Yeah.
So that I mean that kind of puts you in the category of Harley Race. If Andre the Giant's like, oh, okay, I don't really want to fuck with that guy. That definitely puts you in a league of your own. And he was no slouch as a trainer either with World League Wrestling. I mean, he struck up a deal with Pro Wrestling Noah, so he brought in Takeshi Morishima to the United States for some shows. But he's credited with training Trevor Murdoch, Tommaso Ciampa, the Mighty Don't Kneel. That's just to name a few. I think trained the Singh brothers, who you saw with. Oh shit, I'm blanking on them now. But anyway, the modern day Majaraha. Shit, I'm blanking. But anyway, uh, those are among his trainees. Wrestling school is still up and running. I mean, God, he just did it all, Coco.
Yeah, and nothing but respect. And it had a great career and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
I guess it wouldn't be us. I mean, in ring wise, there's nothing you could say bad about him, history wise. But I didn't even bother clicking on the links. It seems like nowadays, and I want to change the subject. Rest in peace, Harley Race. Nothing but great memories of you. But it always seems now we live in an information age where you have to attack someone. And there's a couple articles, couple of sites just saying about his personal life. And boom, boom, you're a good friend of mine. I just
Mm-hmm.
think differently. And maybe it's because I was in the military. Maybe it's because I had a lot of friends die. I just think when someone passes away, you let that shit go. Like where were all these fucking reports when he was alive? And here's the thing, Booms will tell you. Um,
Mm-hmm.
when I was a journalist, I was such a dickheaded journalist that I was kind of forced into sports. They're just like, hey, you go over there and go cover sports. I had one interview with the mayor, and they're like, you're the sports guy now. Congratulations. You got demoted to the sports guy. And I loved sports, so I didn't see it that bad. But yeah, go all out. When someone passes away, you fucking missed your opportunity. You got to let that shit go. I don't know.
Yeah,
I know it doesn't fucking. Maybe I'm wrong because I've had so many people die in my life, but that's how I feel. Am I wrong? What's your take on this?
no,
Because
no, there's nothing wrong with it. And I just kind of leave if it's some kind of petty squabble. Yeah, I agree. Just dude, just let it go. Is it okay? Okay, he died and he owed me $50. Okay, just let that shit go. Okay, if it's somebody died and they murdered like your puppy with a fucking hammer, okay, I can understand some animosity, but for the most part, yeah, just you got to look at the big picture. I mean, they're dead. There's nothing you can do about it. Um,
but have you
and I
know?
guess.
Is it just me, Booms? You work in media.
Mhm.
Does it seem to be more attack pieces when people pass away these days than any other time in the past?
Yeah, I think that, and I think there's just, it could be a combination of things. I think one, it may be the society we actually live in now, or, it could be they have respect for people, and it's like, well, this person's old, they're on their deathbed, why dredge up all this old stuff now, and then they die. It's like, okay, well, here's something you need to know, or, well, here's all the, now they can bring up this stuff because the person's dead and they can't defend themselves or they're just making shit up. I mean, there's always that possibility. And you got to bear in mind, there's just some people who are just fucking dicks. That's
Yeah.
just what they fucking do. I mean, it doesn't matter. You could say, we need to give, puppies to orphans, and somebody's going to be fucking puppies to orphans. Well, what about kids with moms and dads? Don't they get anything? I mean, come on, their parents aren't deadbeats. Well, why not give them kittens too? Aren't kittens important? I mean, it's just fucking society we live in.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm always under the impression when someone passes away, if it isn't something major, you just fucking let that shit go. And
Mm-hmm.
to me, I think more and more media do it. Because, like, back in the day, I'd click on it, and now I don't even bother. It's like, you didn't fucking report on this last week when he was alive. Fuck off. That's, I don't know if that's, but sometimes, like, in the comments and sometimes, like, other podcasts are like, you're completely fucking wrong. And I'm like, hey, that's how I think. So, all right, Booms. You want to fuck it? Rest in peace, Harley Race. Can't say
Mm-hmm.
enough great things about the guy career
Yeah,
wise.
I will say this: as a child, Harley Race drove me crazy because I didn't know him as the King Harley Race, the badass, former NWA's World Heavyweight Champion. I knew him as the manager of Big Van Vader, his mouthpiece, and he used to fucking
Oh, God.
drive me
Oh.
crazy because they used to beat up Sting.
Dude,
God,
I forgot about that. Like, it just brought fucking nostalgia and memories back. That was the fucking best. What a time to be alive. Damn, that was good.
and then it wasn't until I got older, it's like, oh, what? Harley Race used to wrestle too? What the hell is this?
Oh, who blew my fucking mind? Gorilla Monsoon.
Oh yeah,
What?
Gorilla
Because
Monsoon
like
was
I
awesome.
just remember him being at the age. Gorilla Monsoon was the hilarious fucking guy with Bobby the Brain Heenan. And then someone's like, no, he used to be one of the most badass motherfuckers ever. A close second is the Bushwhackers. Before the Bushwhackers were the Bushwhackers, they were badass motherfuckers. But like Gorilla Monsoon, because I lived at the age where he was already an announcer. When people told me he was like a badass wrestler, I was like, get out of here. That's Bobby the
Get the
Brain
fuck
Heenan's
out of
friend.
here.
Yeah, yeah. So, but no, I always knew Harley Davidson was a badass, but maybe it's because I'm older. But I did love him as a manager. And I wish more people did that. Like, I think that's a perfect role for Ric Flair right now. I just think, especially with the way the sports entertainment side of the things are, I think we need more managers that can talk. Yeah, that's just me.
Yeah, we're definitely in the need for that. I mean, we're starting to see that now, and this is going to be a good transition here. AEW, Tully Blanchard now going to be the mouthpiece or the mentor for Sean Spears.
Oh, that's gonna be interesting.
So we're going to see some old school, and I kind of like the use of that. How do you feel like the role of like I guess retired wrestlers should be in wrestling? Because if you go to like New Japan, they kind of move down the card and they're just kind of like they fill out the undercard. They're really kind of tutoring, excuse me, the young lions. They if they need, unfortunately, I hate to say this, but like cannon fodder, they're thrown in there. If you go to Mexico, you wrestle till you fucking die. That's like the rule in Mexico. I mean, you have to fucking just you fucking die. You don't retire. You just fucking die. And over here, I mean, either you become like a manager or behind the scenes or commentary. But what do you kind of think? I mean, I know it's up to the individual, but kind of what do you think their role should be?
Um, as I'm saying how I thought as a booker, if they could wrestle, like, because it depends on how if they can go. If they can wrestle for 6 more months, like remember, like if they're at Jerry Lynn's level of TNA, or something like that, I would make them let's talk AEW. Chris Jericho. His time is coming up, but he could still main event. I would book him to be the first champion ever, and then someone like Kenny Omega would hunt him down and take that title away. And then from there, agent. I don't think enough agents work in the back. Managers, if they can talk, and if they can wrestle and still go at it. I always booked my old timers like this, and I kind of think it's not a move used enough. Like I did a television taping with the Nasty Boys and all that, and we booked a show in Florida, and we had the Cuban Assassin, one of the greatest guys ever, Crazy Dave's Bar, down in the St. Pete area. Just an overall good guy. You know what I mean? But when I was booking him, he was a Cuban wrestler. I was booking him, and he was older, but we had this like 19-year-old Cuban kid. You know what I mean? And I was like, I wish we could put more older and younger wrestlers together. You don't have to be a racist cunt like me and put two Cubans together, but just, an older guy and a younger guy. And I don't mean to pick on Chris Jericho, but to me, I think he's the old guy of AEW. He's ECW's Terry Funk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can I just fantasy book here if I had a complete control? Chris Jericho would be the first champion ever, and I strongly believe that. And then I would build up where Kenny Omega beats him. And then from there, I'd have a couple special matches, but then I would have him team up with someone young. And then I would make him a tag team wrestler. From there, either an agent or a manager. I don't think how New Japan books legends, and I know, God, do I hate New Japan fans. Listen, New Japan's the greatest shit in the world. You can critique it. It's okay. Don't worry. All right, boom, boom. Imagine a world where Gato every now and then makes a mistake. I know you can't.
The hell you say?
I know. There's been a couple of wrestling fans that have been watching New Japan for 3 fucking weeks. But just imagine if Gato every now and then makes a mistake. One of maybe his mistakes. I'm not saying he makes mistakes. Of course not. Of course not. Never. He would never make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
But if he did make a mistake, I think it's how they book legends. I don't like the way they book legends there. I mean, legends versus legends feuds I like. A couple of them I like, but still, RevTech is hosting us. Much love, RevTech. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, if you look over at New Japan, like when you really think about it, look at how Tenzan, Nagata, what's one more? Hang on,
good job, boom boom.
With the lariat, lariota, the big chops in the corner.
I'm not gonna help you. I'm not helping you.
Kojima, thank you. God damn it.
Former MLW champion. Go on.
Satoshi Kojima.
I know what. I was gonna be a dick and give you every fucking stat and everything I know about the guy, but not his fucking name. My former MLW champion likes to wear Band-Aids on his nose. I know it's not a Band-Aid. Go on.
But, those guys carried the company for the longest time. I mean, they really did, particularly in the dark era of, what's now been referred to as Enochiism.
Wait. Are you saying New Japan at one time was in a dark area?
Oh my God, yes. Oh God. I mean, you go back and look back. I mean,
Boom,
Dave
boom.
Meltzer
I get
named
tweets
him.
all the time that people have been watching New Japan for 36 minutes.
Hmm.
None of that is true. All right? They've always been number one. They've always perfectly booked everything. Says New Japan Fan 47 on the Twitter machine. Go on.
No, you know,
I've officially
they,
become the old guy.
you know, those guys carried the company, and Inoki turned around and fed them to legit MMA fighters.
Oh, God. Hard time.
Oh my,
so,
yeah, yeah. Like
uh,
Masawa basically got his career fucking derailed because Inoki told the I don't even remember the guy's name. It was a legit martial artist. They were having a match. He told him to shoot on Masawa. Didn't tell Masawa, so Masawa doesn't see it coming and gets his fucking clock fucking cleaned right
yeah.
there in front of God and everybody.
They had some crazy fights back in the day. Even Liger did some MMA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
He
yeah.
was that Pancrase match with. He was a fill-in. It was that substitute against Suzuki.
Boom, boom. Can I be a
Got
little
beat
greedy
within
and
10
talk about
minutes.
myself for a second? I officially have my Wrestle Kingdom tickets. It's
Uh,
official.
you,
Breaking news.
so you're gonna give me some airfare tickets so I can go over there and watch it?
I don't know. I'll let you sleep on my floor and I'll get you tickets into the building. The rest is on you.
Okay.
You can sleep right there and you can watch me fucking stream all day long. What if you came to Japan and I was like, I'm streaming? And then you like sat there, hey, should you? I'm like, be quiet. Playing hockey is sexy. I'm a handsome. Be respectful, you cunt. All right. We got some more AEW news.
Yeah, I got some AEW news here. There's like a little bit of, I don't want to say dispute or a spat, but it was just kind of like conflicting stories, I should say, between CM Punk and AEW. Now it all started because every time CM Punk does an interview, somebody without fail has to ask, well, are you going to wrestle? Are you going to wrestle for AEW? Are you going to wrestle for go back to WWE? And then
Can I just say something real
Punk,
quick?
yeah,
I love CM Punk more than a straight man should. Dude, that's like fucking. That's what you're known for. Why do you get all fucking uptight? You know what I mean? Like it's like
mm-hmm.
interviewing. It's like interviewing Zark Fuckerberg and not mentioning Facebook. Like it would be like interviewing Tom and not bringing up MySpace. Having Steve Jobs rise from the fucking dead and be like, "Yeah, I want to do an interview, but can you not bring up Apple?" Okay. It would be like Michael Jordan. Like, can you interview me about my baseball career? Like, I love you, CM Punk. But, bro, bro. Go on. Hot tag to you.
Okay, so everything started was basically they were asking about wrestling. They were asking if they were, talk about joining All Elite Wrestling. Tony Khan, he wanted Punk before Elite was part of it. And so Punk said in an interview that he received a contract offer via text message and said, I just don't think that's the right way to kind of do business. Well,
Oh, for the love of
AEW
God.
particularly,
I love you, Punk,
yeah.
but it's getting harder and harder to love you, man.
So it kind of got, and it went back to All Elite, and particularly like Cody said, look, we were talking on the phone. We were talking. Yeah, I would text him when I couldn't reach him via phone. I would send him some text, but it's like we've always been upfront with him, and we've asked about we've been honest about that. It's like we're not. Yeah, we sent text to him, but only when we weren't talking to him on the phone. So there's a little bit of dispute there. In fact, Cody said, I wouldn't be surprised if you went back to WWE. And then, you know, it just kind of goes round and round. And they thought that they had a great relationship with Punk, but according to his interview, it may be a little bit different by his perspective.
I don't know. I just hope this is a really shitty way to negotiate a better deal. Because the more CM Punk talks, the more it's just like, bro, I got your back, man. But are you sure about this? Um, I don't know. If he goes back to WWE, I'm just like, I'm not even gonna bother watching.
Yeah, because I mean, he had said something to the Punk had said something to the effect is, well, I don't hate WWE and all this. And I'm like, dude, for as much as you railed against WWE, especially after they fired you on your wedding day, after the whole Dr. Amon lawsuit, which, by the way, you're still now engaged in a separate lawsuit with your former best friend over legal fees. To go back there would just be, I'm just, I think it would be just be ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I
and
honestly think if he goes back there, he stands for nothing. Yeah, that's it.
I mean, technically, I know technically he's still signed to UFC. I don't think they're going to put any more fights, and I don't think he's got anything booked or scheduled or any obligations to fight another MMA bout. But I mean, what more could you be negotiating for? I mean, he's already said it himself. He's set. He bankrolled. He set up his own retirement. He's able to do these other separate ventures. Comic books and all this other stuff. Where now he just goes to Chicago Cubs and Chicago Blackhawks games. I mean, that's just what he does. And
He's living a good
you know,
life. Living a good life, Punk.
and I'm like, dude, what more do you want?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just say you don't want to fucking wrestle. That's it. Problem solved.
Well, and I think maybe some of this is he's getting more and more angry because he's not going to. But and I understand that it's what he's known for. But every question is, well, when you going to wrestle again? Well, I'm not. When you going to wrestle again? Well, I'm not. When you going to wrestle again? Well, I'm not. When you do that over, I can imagine that grinds on your gears. But still,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
understand, but I don't know. To me, I think celebrities get treated like shit. But then there's like a point where it's like, you gotta fucking man up for that. You know what I mean? It's like, the fuck. Even if he was like, oh, I don't do that anymore. I'm past that. I don't know. To me, it's just like, I don't, I don't know. When you're famous for something and you know something and people ask you about it.
now somebody floated out this theory. There was a couple of theories. Like one, he was trying to negotiate for an even better deal with AEW,
That's a
or try to
possibility.
by throwing out, I may go back to WWE kind of card, or maybe to try to put WWE up again because right now WWE's up over a barrel. Right now with their ratings declining, and they're getting ready to jump over to Fox. Maybe they would make him an even better deal. So he's trying to pit the two sides against each other, or he's already signed some kind
Yeah,
of deal
but
with
but here's the
AEW.
thing. I love CM Punk. If I was AEW and I'm thinking about going to WWE, negotiations would be shut down. Click. I wouldn't even bother. Like maybe someone else I would, but my whole thing is if he did all that shit and he fucking flips out because people ask him about pro wrestling, and I love CM Punk. I love CM Punk with all my heart. I'm picturing being AEW. Like, hey, okay, hey, we doing this, and he starts flipping out, and as soon as he's like, I might go back to WWE, all negotiations are over. I wouldn't even bother. It's over. Because if he's the type of guy that would go back, you know, like if he's gonna negotiate and he's like, oh man, I'm not really sure, it has to be worth my while, then the door's open. He's like, I'm thinking about going back to WWE. I'm like, after all you said and been through, you stand for nothing. My company is done with you. Such a fucking stupid, shitty fucking thing. And I don't know. Because here's the thing. CM Punk returns to AEW at All Out. I lose my fucking mind. CM Punk returns to WWE. I legit don't even watch the YouTube clip. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So whatever, dude.
Yeah. Now, as I was trying to say, there's another theory floating around that he's actually signed some kind of deal with AEW, and this is just trying to throw people off his scent. Why?
See,
So he's
that
going to
that
make a
that, that makes
surprise
the most
appearance at All
sense.
Out.
Yeah, that makes the most sense, to be honest. Because that's the only scenario where he's not a fucking idiot. Period. That's the only scenario that he's not a fucking idiot. Every other scenario, you're just
But
like, all right,
to
bro.
that, I would say, well, if I'm going to do that, wouldn't you want to just promote the fact that he may show that he's going to be at All Out to get more pay per view buys?
No, I would
Why?
just keep it super quiet. Like I wouldn't even have what's out there now. Like, if this is a promotion tactic, it's fucking stupid. All Out already sold out. You're going to get tons of pay-per-views. You fucking have Chris Jericho win the fucking championship, and then, like, do that fucking, like, oh, God. All right, let me book this. I'm getting excited. Boom, boom. I might have to go back to America and start another promotion.
All
Bear
right,
friend, pack your bags.
Take off your Tokyo Giants hat, put on your Booker cap.
All right. Chris Jericho beats fucking, who is it? Cowboy Bob Orton? Who gives a shit? I don't know why I disrespect this fuck so much.
Page.
Whatever, dude. He should not even be in a fucking main event.
Why do you hate Hangman Page?
Because he shouldn't be champion. He shouldn't even be in the conversation.
Champion.
He's gonna win because fucking life sucks. But in the real fucking world, he wouldn't win. Jericho fucking wins. And he doesn't call out CM Punk, but he calls out Shane McMahon. He's like, you think you're the fucking best in the world? Do something without your daddy. And Punk's music fucking hits. And he goes, bitch, I'm the best in the world. Whoa. Yeah, just take all my money. Take it all. Here you go. You want some fucking salad dressing? Here's some fucking boom, boom. By the way, you know how I'm punch drunk? Do you know how much salad dressing I throw away because every night I drink. Every night I eat salad and put on some salad dressing and totally forget to put it back in the fridge? I'm saying enough to run a promotion in Florida. That's how much salad dressing I throw away. I am a fucking piece of shit to salad dressing.
You know, you should.
I am the Jim Ross of salad dressing.
You know, you're supposed to put it back into the refrigerator after you're done using it. Like you pour.
I never do. Like 3 weeks later. 3 weeks later. I should go do it now, but I'll forget.
Yes, you should.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go put it back in the fridge. All right. What else? Anything else going on with CM Punk AEW?
No, nothing much. Not much else. I'm just waiting on the build out that. They've announced some matches here. If you give me a second, I can probably just look that up.
While you're looking that up, I'm going to put this in the fridge.
Yeah, I'm looking this up. He's going to go put salad dressing in the fridge. Great professionalism brought to you by Wrestle AM. AEW first show card.
I'm back.
Not expecting. Yeah. I was not expecting this, but so normally I'd be prepared for this, but waiting for it to page to load here. Okay, first match.
Hey, Tree Frog West in the chat. Much love. What you want to talk about? Defiant? You want to do that real quick, and then break it down?
Let's talk about that. Sorry, you were breaking up there.
I said, hey, what's up to Tree Frog West? Because our internet infantry rappers in the chat. And the second thing is, you want to talk about Defiant before we go to whatever story you were going to?
Well, yeah, we can go ahead and just talk that real quick here. Close this out. Actually, I just discovered this before I went on air. Something that just got tweeted out overnight. Defiant Wrestling, based out of the UK, has shut down. They sent a message out on Facebook sometime last night, early afternoon, last night my time, and it says it has been an absolutely incredible journey over the past 3 years. We today announced that the journey must come to an end. To each and every one of you who worked on a show, attended a show, or watched a show, thank you. The Defiant had been out for about 3 years. It originally started as What Culture Pro Wrestling back in May of 2016, started in Newcastle. They brought in fucking names. They brought in Kurt Angle, Will Ospreay, Ricochet, Bully Ray. They even brought in some homegrown talents, Martin Kirby. They brought in Del Rio. They brought in Suzuki. They brought in Mysterio. They just brought a lot of people in. Then they had some drama behind the scenes, particularly with Adam Blampide. And so a lot of the on-air guys, and then it kind of rebooted as Defiant Wrestling back in late 2017. And it went all the way up through their last event was Built to Destroy back on June 29th.
Dude, I love when your last show has that. Like mine was Now or Never, Built to Destroy. Well, we didn't false advertise. We built it to
And
destroy
that
it.
show is actually available for free on YouTube right now if you want to check that out. But I actually hate to see stuff like this. I mean, I kind of, I love it when people live their dreams, get to start their own shows, do their own thing. They highlight talent, and it's really sad when they finally just close their doors. I know
Well,
What
what?
Culture is still running like their YouTube page, at least last I saw.
Yeah. Well, a bunch of things. One, with so many big companies battling, there's also going to be these guys that fall apart. Like, I think this is the future of Ring of Honor. I think, with so many people battling for that number 2 spot, number 3 spot, a couple of guys are going to be like, dude, we can't fucking do this. And I think it was a huge mistake not keeping it as What Culture. I don't know what the drama is, but I would have kept it as What Culture Wrestling. I don't know if.
Yeah, a lot of the backstage, like behind people, I know Jack the Giant, I think Adam Pacitti left and they formed Cultaholic. But what had happened with Adam Blampide was that he had talked some girls, like it was online, talk,
No, no, no,
sending,
no. I'm not talking about why is this why they changed the name? Or why did it go?
because a lot of the, I think they just wanted to rebrand it after the scandal involving Adam Blampide and the other behind the scenes guys departed. At least that's my understanding of it. I could be completely wrong, but that's the way that I understand it.
Gotcha. Well, I enjoyed it while it lasts, but yeah, it sucks. So, but yeah, yeah. Because when What Culture was there, I was like, oh man, this is such a great idea. And then it was Defiant. I was like, oh, you're like everyone else. Because you had media, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. They ran towards the internet and instead of running away from it. So yeah. So yeah. Well, rest in peace, my fellow friend. Yeah. What could have been? What could have been? Maybe we should review the last show. But I don't know. There's so many shows to review. Maybe this is why they
Yeah,
went
I
out of
know.
business. Maybe that last 10 seconds of me talking is why they went out of business. We should review the last show. Oh, there's so many. So yeah, and
You know,
speaking of many, G1. I want to give a shout out to Wrestling Ranted on the YouTube machine.
oh yeah.
He's been covered at G1. We have not been covering at G1 because I am days behind. I did cover the Okada
I'm
Kenta
up to
matches
date on
because
it,
it was.
however.
What's that? You're up to date?
I'm up to Yes, I'm up to date
Oh,
on
what
it.
the fuck, man? Why aren't you doing some goddamn reviews on the Twitch machine? We gotta build up the
Uh,
Twitch machine. We gotta build up the followers. And you're sitting here and fucking watching wrestling, not even talking about it like a sucker.
oh, can I use the Dave Coco excuse?
What's that? That I'm fucking lazy?
I'm too busy in Starbucks writing a novel.
I do write. If it makes you feel better, I really haven't written a while because I've been obsessed with fucking streaming and work. So there you go. But I think, what? I don't know. Everyone at work. Oh, boom, boom. This may be a shock. You know how CM Punk's a bitch? Pff, he's like a yellow belt bitch. I am like a black belt bitch. And the thing is, like, eventually people get tired of my bitching. The students love me. Parents love me, especially at my homeschool. But chain of command, they'd be like, man, if I could kick this motherfucker off a cliff, I would. I'm like, I understand. I've worked with me before. I completely understand. I'm trying to be my best behavior, Booms, but Booms, my best behavior is still a pretty shitty human being.
Yeah. I'd say yeah. You got pretty. Even your best behavior is still kind of shit. I can't take you anywhere.
Anyway, all right. So we talking anything more pro wrestling? We can wrap this up so I can play some Madden.
We need to wrap it up so you can play some Madden and fail.
All right. Tree Frog West. Yeah, you could use Sexy I'm a Handsome. We are making him copyright free. The only thing I ask is that if you recreate Sexy I'm a Handsome, he must have a mustache. That's it. That's it. The mustache is the most important thing to any video game character. And Madden, last year, you fucking CGI'd the mustache off like he was Superman. I swear to fucking Christ, if Face of the franchise doesn't have a mustache, I will tweet EA every fucking day to tell them to upgrade fucking mustaches. Can you imagine winning a Super Bowl without a mustache? What's even the fucking point? Completely worthless. By the way, Boom Boom,
Yep.
the second I get fired, I'm rocking a mustache. I've never rocked a mustache. I never rocked facial hair. I mean, I done the I'm not fucking shaving because I'm a piece of shit look. But this one,
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah, I
groom and
remember that quite
everything.
well.
Yeah. But I'm gonna groom and everything. My goal in life is when they kick me off that cliff because I'm hard to work with. Booms, am I hard to work with?
It's challenging sometimes.
But the second I get fired, I'm growing a mustache and I'm gonna be twitching like a motherfucker.
No,
Podcasting,
last time something dramatic
streaming.
happened. Last time something dramatic happened, you just lived off carrots and sadness.
That's true. I know what the problem is. I don't know how to be in the middle. I'm fucking
Yeah,
super extreme or nothing at all.
you're
I don't know how to
bipolar as
mail shit
fuck.
in. Yeah. And poor fucking bear friend. She has to live with me. Hashtag poor bear friend. So
Mhm.
there you go. All right, Booms. Promote a bunch of stuff.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you. If you're not subscribed to us or following us or whatever it is you do here on Coco Sports at Twitch, just be sure to hit that button. Follow us, whatever. Subscribe to. We'll even let you do that. I don't know what bits are, but all I know is I'm supposed to beg for them. You're supposed to like send us bits. I don't know what they do or what they're for, but you're supposed to just give us a bunch of them. That's all I know from my time here on Twitch. If you happen to miss this or you want to check in us a little bit more, be sure to like, subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Uh, if you want to ask us a question, just put it down in the comment section. We'll be more than glad to get back to you with it. We're pretty open about that. If you got any topics for show suggestion, just let us know. Uh, go to Amazon.com. Dave Koco actually wrote a book. It's called Operation Freak Show. It's kind of like Death Wish, but basically it's vigilantes put on luchador mask and kill pedophiles. That's really all you need to know about it. He wrote that, and if you buy a bunch of more, he'll get to eat ramen tonight, and maybe he can publish more books. He keeps saying, I'm going to publish all these books.
Hey, I wrote them. No one's publishing them, okay? People bought them. They're just not publishing them. There's some sick fucking Mr. Burns motherfucker in Connecticut just reading the books. I'm like, ha 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 ha, I bought this and I'm never going to publish it.
So, yep, got that. And that's really about it. And visit our home site, KocoSports.com. It's your home of combat sports, where the world goes to kick ass, and most importantly, where it's okay to be a passionate fan.
And I'm going to be streaming Madden in a little bit. And Sunday, I'll be Sunday Japan time. I'll probably do a long stream of that. And yeah, what else? Booms. I'm trying to think. My brain's not working.
We plugged everything. You can't plug your Twitch channel because people are already here.
I know, but they don't know that because we archived it on the YouTube machine. Maybe they're like, oh man, where is this wonderful place? All right, first off, let's talk video games. He tried to make Sexyama Handsome the greatest video game athlete of all time. Tried to make him an NBA 2K, and they banned Sexyama Handsome. He's considered foul. You know what? You're foul, 2K. I was thinking about buying you because I'm an EA Sports guy, and NBA Live 20 doesn't come out till 2027. But you know what? No. If you can't make Sexyama Handsome in the game, fuck off. Mm-hmm. There you go. Hashtag justice for Sexyama Handsome. That had to be offensive.
Yes, it did.
Hashtag justice for mustaches. Boom, boom. I got 2 weeks off in August. I'm gonna be a streaming podcasting motherfucker, and
or you could be catching up on
what?
The G1, so we can do shows. But that's just me.
All right. First off, yeah, Yama Handsome is not foul. Oh, so it's sexy Yama Handsome. All right. Does it have a mustache? How can you?
Does it have a curling mustache?
Any mustache will do, Booms. Any mustache will do.
Well, if you have like one of those like long curly mustaches, you're obligated to wear a top hat and try to tie a woman to a train track with some crazy piano music in the background.
Booms, do you think I can rock a mustache?
You can try, but I don't know. Well, you got No Shave November coming up. We can see what it looks like.
No, but I work in November unless I get fired. But I don't want to get fired. But I am me.
Now, if you're going to do something, do a tribute to Harley Race. Do it where the sideburns come down, like in the mutton chops, up into the mustache.
All right, Booms. You think I'm fucking man enough to pull that off?
Oof,
I
God,
can't.
yeah, you're
Because I get
right.
all patchy. Like this part right here where my fat comes in, nothing grows there. And then like it gets patchy here and patchy here. But I think I can pull off the mustache. Yeah, it has a handlebar one at that. All right, nice. All right, Yama Handsome. I guess that's gonna have to do. 2K. All right, sexy Yama Handsome will be basically this channel is us talking pro wrestling and me playing video games, mostly EA Sports games, but we play a little Fire Pro. So, Booms, you got to get a PlayStation 4. You got to get online. Because, I want to make a chill team with my friends. Like, people I actually know. I don't want some fucking guy in Canada yelling at me. I'm like, motherfucker, I don't even know you. Don't fucking yell at me. So, I want,
That's what we
like,
got Jerry O'Neill for.
exactly. I want to get, like, a team of chilled together. And then I'm also thinking about, like, maybe playing fucking, you could be a guy and I could be a guy. And we go for the IWGP tag titles in Fire Pro. What do you think? You on board?
Sounds good.
Are you buying a PlayStation 4, Booms? Because you always talk about buying a PlayStation 4, and guess what? You
Eventually.
never do. Eventually, PlayStation 5 is coming out. It's now or never. Tampa All Pro, my last show I ever promoted. A Yama Handsome, maybe. All right, well, Yama Handsome it is. Yama Handsome it is. Let's dedicate this show to Yama Handsome, an NBA 2K player with a handlebar mustache. Booms, rumor has it that this show went on a little too long.
Yeah, just a little.
All right, let's go. Let's do the worst transition ever because I don't own two computers. You ready? All right, listen up, live viewers. This is the worst transition ever. I'll probably be streaming Madden soon, so make sure to follow. Also, follow me on Twitter at KocoSports. Matter of fact, thanks to RevTech, everything I ever want to promote is downstairs. All right, Booms, you ready? Watch this.
Ready.
Oh, the screen's going crazy. You can see everything. What am I doing? Oh, yeah. And we'll be right back? Sure, we'll be right back later. All right, let me say thank you all to the chat. Booms, thank you for being part of this experience. Are you enjoying the little podcast thing?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Just tell your friends about it. I hope we get a little bit more viewers. But hey, I'm not going to complain about the stream that we have. We got some great fans, and I do like it.
All right,
And
we got to convince all the people at the Twitter machine.
Mm-hmm.
We got to convince the Twitter machine and the YouTube machine to come to the Twitch machine. That's what we need. All right, Booms, I'm ending the stream. So with that,
All right.
I am over. Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Hey, but